In this video, I'm going to show you the August checklist and everything that you need to be doing in the month of August, so that way you can be prepared and on track for this upcoming hunting season. So August right now is a really important time. It's one of the most important months coming up to the hunting season. So my season's about 2 months away from right now. It's August 1st right now. So got 2 more months, and this is a really important time because food plots, trail cameras, everything's set up in this month. So starting off with that is food plot plantings. And so I planted my food plot last week because we were supposed to get a lot of rain last week, and we did. So otherwise I probably would have planted it this week, but we're not getting as much rain this week. So I just knew there was going to be a bunch of rain that week, so that's why I planted my food plot last week. But really, right now is the most ideal time to start planting food plots. The first week of August is the most, popular time to plant food plots. It's the most well-known time to plant food plots, and for a bunch of different seed varieties. And so last week I planted winter peas, forage peas, brassicas, turnips, sugar beets, and I had corn in there earlier from when I planted it in June. But we should have a really good food plot this year, and hopefully that you will be able to get out this week or next week and be able to plant your food plots too, so that way they have enough time to grow and reach maturity by the time hunting season comes and all those plants. So we also sprayed plot start and plot till on it, so I'm really excited to see how those do on it too. And then so number 2 is trail camera setups. And so I set up my trail cameras earlier. I've already had them set up. I set them up about a couple days ago, but I'm going to tell you why I did that in a second. But the majority of the time you want to be able to set up your cameras, have all your cameras going by the middle of August. And that's what I did last year. I got a lot of doe pictures during August and September, and then once October hit, right in the first week of October, or maybe the second week, on October 12th, I had my first buck picture. And after that, I've said this a lot of times, but after that, a bunch of bucks just started to flow in because of the annual whitetail shift. And so I have a video on that. It kind of goes into more detail of what that is too. So trail camera setups are really important right now, and in the middle of August, making sure all your cameras are out, you got batteries for your cameras, you got SD cards, you have everything set up right now, so that way you can put them out in a couple weeks, really, maybe 2 weeks. And then with summer cameras, so I don't run all my cameras throughout the summer. I might run 1 or 2 throughout the summer, but my summer cameras I'm bringing back in, maybe even letting them sit for a little bit, getting new SD cards, getting new batteries, and then going to put them back out. So that's what I'm doing with my summer cameras right now. And then so that kind of covers trail cameras right now. Really, in 2 weeks is really when you should start putting out those trail cameras for getting those buck pictures and seeing when the shift happens in October. And so I always use lithium batteries. I use Energizer batteries. Those seem to work the best. I even have batteries, Energizer batteries from last year that are still running in a camera right now. And so I'm not saying that Energizer is the best, it's just the best that I've found so far using trail cameras. So making sure you're getting batteries like those, lithium batteries, making sure you can get those so that way your trail cameras will run longer. Number 3 is tree stand setups, and so this is a really fun time. You're really getting down into the really important stuff in this month. Trail camera setups and tree stand setups are probably the most important things throughout the whole entire year. All the strategy and all that goes into play when you're putting those 2 things up is really important. So tree stand setups, I've actually already put up a ladder stand right now. It's by my mock scrape and my water hole, that location. And so the only reason I put it up about a month ago. And the only reason why I put that ladder stand up is it's because it's a smaller ladder stand, and I needed to make sure that I would be able to shoot to the water hole in the mock scrape, and I couldn't tell that if I didn't have that stand up in the right spot. So I had a tree, my main tree that I had to put my stand up on and shoot to the water hole in the mock scrape or whatever right there. That tree actually fell over in a big storm probably 3 or 4 months ago. It fell over, so I've been having to do a lot of clearing. So that's why I put my tree stand up, so that way I knew exactly what branches to cut, so that way I didn't cut too many or too little. And so I still have a good shooting lane and a good shooting opportunity with my bow. And so, but really, tree stand setups for right now, in the middle of August, again, with the trail cameras, is when I put up my tree stands too. Usually I bring both of them out at the same time. I might get a bag and throw all my trail cameras in there, my batteries, my SD cards, and then I'll grab a stand, put it on the four-wheeler, and go out there and set up a tree stand. So bringing both of those things in the woods with you is really important, so that way you can check off both of those things in one ride down there and one time down there. And then tree stand maintenance is also really important too. So right now, not necessarily right before you put up your tree stand, the day before, but right now is a really good time to go fix tree stands, add new things to tree stands. Like I know I had a tree stand last year. It was in the food plot, and if you got up to about the 6th ladder step, it would just really creak, and you could hear it from a long ways away, and it would just make a really loud noise. So making sure that that doesn't happen this year, I'm going to be putting something on there to make sure that doesn't happen, and that way that my tree stand's quiet. So making sure your tree stands are quiet is really important too with that tree stand maintenance. And then number 5 is bow practice, and this is a really important month out of the year to practice with your bow, because you're really trying to get dialed in, and you're not really adding any more stuff, not adding new broadheads or anything, not adding new sights, because you need to be really focusing and working on what you have right now, making sure you're dialed in for this season. And just bow practice in general is really important right now too. Trying to shoot an hour a week at least, maybe even a couple hours a week following up to the hunting season, and then a little bit, not as much as I would during right now, but I'm still doing it a little bit, probably a little bit less, maybe an hour every other week during the hunting season. And then number 6 is plot boost. And so in about 2 weeks, like I said, I planted my food plot last week, and so about maybe next week or the week after that, probably the week after that, I'm going to be spraying plot boost on my food plot. That's when once the plants are actively growing in the food, that's when you spray plot boost on it, not before, but right once they're actively growing, all your food and the plants right there. So go over that, spray plot boost with a backpack sprayer so you don't crush a lot of the plants that you planted with the four-wheeler tires. So really getting a backpack sprayer and spraying that plot boost on there is really important too. And then the last one, number 7, is gear check. And so some of you might need to do this during September, because your season starts in October. That's kind of what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing my gear check during September. But if your season starts in September, maybe even the middle of September, right now is a really good time to start checking on that gear. What do you need to get for this season? That's absolutely important, and you need to have it for hunting. Then that's something that you should be thinking about right now, getting those things, just ordering them and making sure that you have them, so that way you're not having to deal with that right before the season starts. And so gear check, clothes check, hunting clothes check, even bow maintenance, making sure that it's even making sure that the sight's tight, your bow is waxed, the strings are. I'm just making sure any of those really small details, that those are kept up with right in this month, so that way you don't have to worry about it during the hunting season when that comes around. So I hope that this August checklist helps you in what you need to be doing this month in the woods, and hopefully it'll help you so that way you're not trying to race through these things right before the season, and you can just progressively check them off. Like, we've started this, I think, in March, and it's already August, so just checking off that list of things so that way we can make sure that we have a great hunting season this season. So again, hope that helps you, and I can't wait to see how all these do this season when we start hunting.